So good day, mabuhay. So today we will tackle about communication in multicultural settings.
So these are the agenda for today's discussion. First, we have here the introduction, followed by the definition, and next, the comparisons, and lastly, the examples.
So communication in multicultural setting is a process of communication by people coming from different culture with different sets of beliefs and practices. So communicating with your audience that have different cultures, so meaning different beliefs and practices. For example, imagine, even in your classroom, before you have your classmates from different areas in Negros or in the Philippines, some in Manila or Luzon, some in Mindanao, some in Visayas, and of different religions of different students. So they have a different beliefs and way of life, so that is multicultural setting. Another example is when you will be working in the future, so you will encounter colleagues or workmates from different countries who speaks different languages as well as practices and different beliefs, so that is again an example of multicultural settings. So in this picture, this is a multicultural setting. So we have a Filipinos, we have American, we have Australian in this picture. So that these people have different culture, different languages, and different ways of life. But how are we going to be an effective communicator in a community in a multicultural setting? So first, we need to have a global awareness. So global awareness is a skill which is an individual you or we must possess, especially in communicating in multicultural setting. So this lecture will teach you to have a global awareness, so you'll able to communicate effectively to different audiences. Example, people from different culture that is opposite from yours is another term that we need to know, that is ethnocentrism. So it is a belief that one culture is better or superior than any other culture. Another one is the cultural relativism. So it is a belief that all culture is equal value and should be treated with respect and fairness rather than being treated with criticism and negative judgment. Another one is the cultural appreciation. So it is the manner of giving honor and respect of one's culture from the word appreciation. You appreciate, you give honor. Another one is the cultural appropriation. So that is the opposite of the appreciation rather. So cultural appropriation is the inappropriate adoption and the lack of acknowledgement of one's culture for the sake of one's personal interest.
Communication in multicultural setting is culture-bound. Communication is a reflection of the culture of a society. So, it is safe to say that communication is developed because of culture. Hence, communication and culture are two interdependent concepts. This theory is validated by Edward Hall when he observed that communication is culture and culture is communication. We may say that Bisaya has their own culture, so as Tagalog and Ilonggo, and all of those cultures are different. And by this, we can say that communication and culture is interdependent. In fact, our verbal and nonverbal communications reflect our culture and vice versa. Example, when you do this, psst. If you do that outside the country, only the Filipinos will look back because they would know that someone's calling them. But if you do that to Americans or Europeans, it's probably improper or disrespectful for them. So, we can say that there is a complexity in intercultural communication because we have different perspectives and different points of views in life. As a result, miscommunications and problems may arise. We even have miscommunication even if we speak the same language. So, this is necessary to avoid problems.
So here's the similarities and differences of a communication in multicultural setting. The similarities are human connection, nonverbal cues, and desire for understanding. Human connection, everyone seeks connection and understanding. We all want to connect with others and be understood. It's like a universal language of friendship. Nonverbal cues, body language and tone are universal. Our body language and how we speak can say a lot without words. It's like a secret code that everyone knows. Desire for understanding. People want to be understood and respected. We all want to be treated fairly and respected, no matter what we're from. The differences are verbal communication, nonverbal communication, cultural values, and social norms. The verbal communication language usage varies greatly. The words we use and how we say them can be different in different places. Sometimes it can be like speaking a different language. Nonverbal communication, interpretation of gestures differs. A gesture or look can mean one thing in one place and something else in another. It's like a puzzle that can be tricky to solve. Cultural values, beliefs influence communication styles. What's important in one place might not be as important in another. It's like having different rules for the game. Social norms. Expectations vary widely. How close we stand, how much eye contact we make, and how we greet each other can be different. It's like playing a different game in each place.
So here are the real-life situations or examples for our topic. In an educational setting, we have here the international students. Well, a classroom with students from different countries presents unique challenges and opportunities for multicultural communication. And teachers must be aware of cultural differences and learning styles, expectations, and communication preferences. Next, we have here the cultural exchange programs because students participating in cultural exchange programs must learn to communicate effectively with people from different cultures, adapting to new customs, traditions, and also languages. Also, in a business context, we have here the global teams. A multinational company might have a team composed of members from different countries working together on a project. Effective communication requires understanding cultural differences in communication styles, work ethics, and decision-making processes. Another one we have here the customer service. As the customer service representative in a global call center might encounter customers from various cultural backgrounds. They need to adapt their communication style to effectively address the needs and concerns of each customer. So, we have already finished our lesson agenda. We have already tackled about our introduction down to the real-life examples. And that ends our topic for today. Thank you and mabuhay!